Chelsea Football Club beat Sheffield United, but the stories are not about the victory. The stories are more so about Mauricio Pochettino's comments after the game. We get reasons for why Christopher Nkunku did not play in the game after he was confirmed that he was going to. We get why Enzo Fernandez was not rested. He was dropped. We get some compliments for Cole Palmer and more praise for Nicholas Jackson, because the hate for Nicholas Jackson needs to stop. He isn't perfect. He's 22 years old. And for a player that isn't a striker, in my opinion, he's a winger, getting 7 league goals, a few behind Erling Haaland, I don't think he's doing bad. Then there's an article in France that has got my whole timeline in meltdown. The article is very easy. It's very clear to see why it's triggering people. The Todd Bowley and BlueCo model for Chelsea is basically released. The Strasbourg fans are fuming, Chelsea fans are fuming, and BlueCo don't care. I'm going to explain to you what L'Equipe has explained, with the insight they have generated, and it's going to be very informative to display where our club is going in the upcoming years. What I need from you guys now, before we get started with the video, because you evidently like the running order, number 1, hit that like button. I want to get 1,000 likes on this video and keep the feel-good vibes going. Number 2, subscribe if you're new, and that's how we build a community over here. We are literally like 30 away from 31,600. Thank you very much for that. And finally, in the comments below, let me know one question, alright? We're going to go with a double pivot with Cole Palmer in the 10. What's your double pivot? For me, Enzo and Caicedo. I think we need to find a way to make that work. They're good enough of players where it should work. I want to hear yours. Now, let's start with the news. After a beautiful victory, we got a lot of commentary. And the commentary was very interesting because all of a sudden, people got agendas and agendas need to be discussed. Mauricio Pochettino has come out and he was very rigorous in what he said. They asked him, why was Enzo Fernandez not starting? Normally, people will be like, you know what, we have to rotate to go like blah, 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 blah. Nope, he came out very well. Only 11 people can play. For me, Gallagher and Caicedo's characteristics suited exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted Palmer in the 10. This is what happened. A lot of people took that as Enzo isn't good enough for Chelsea. No, this is what we want, guys. I swear, I don't think people understand what being a quality team is. To be a quality team, you need competitiveness. You need individuals that are going to fight out for specific positions in the pitch. I love the fact that Gallagher played well yesterday. Gallagher played so well that now Enzo's got a little slap in the head saying, listen, big man, if you don't play well, you're going to be on the bench. Caicedo balled out. And for me, when Lavia comes back, we've got 4 players for a double pivot to compete. This is what we need. We need competition. If they play well, the others have no reason to complain. The problem starts when we're not playing well and players start complaining because, hold on, we're not playing well. Why am I not playing? I cost this much money and I'm not playing. So the reality is we have to respectfully appreciate the competition and take it in. And I think the word horses for courses, or the expression horses for courses, is integral, right? In this game, we had Palmer in the 10. We had 2 in behind. The 2 in behind were very nice to see. It was Caicedo and Gallagher. A little bit of tenacity, a little bit of energy, and more discipline and structure from the 2. However, there are going to be days where we go with 3 in the midfield. There are going to be days where we're going to dominate possession. Our overall team is going to be so good. You can go with Enzo, Caicedo, or Lavia and Enzo, or Caicedo and Lavia. You are going to have to rotate. The more games we have, the more rotation that's going to happen. I think in the long term, Enzo will be the main pivotal piece in our team alongside of Caicedo, and I think Gallagher and Lavia are going to be the ones that fight out. But Gallagher played so well yesterday that I think it's criminal to even consider dropping it. You reward good performances, and he had such a good performance that we have to reward it. Then we need to talk about Cole Palmer in the 10. I think Palmer in the 10 didn't work, and the reason it didn't work was because Poch explained. He put Jackson in behind in front, and he put Sterling in the second half in behind him. All of a sudden, the 2 centre-backs had 2 people to deal with because Sterling was making runs left, right and centre. Palmer was coming in and all of a sudden picking up spots with a little bit more space. He wasn't getting crowded out. Threads the balls through, a little bit of rotation, beautiful. Pochettino's in-game management won us that game. And the fact that he came out and explained everything was so nice to hear. It's the one thing I really miss about Thomas Tuchel more than anything. Tuchel, no matter if the game was good or bad, after the game he came out, I got the tactics wrong, we had to fix it. I'm sorry, this player didn't pay up to standard, we had to fix it. And this, for me, is clarity, it's conciseness, and more importantly, it's communication. We need it as a fan base. We're a lot more tolerant of bad performances when people are open and honest with us. Nkunku was not played yesterday, and a lot of people were really up in awe. What I've gathered from this Nkunku situation is Chelsea are very hesitant in rushing him back. I think Chelsea understand the calamity that we're in. We've got 11 first-team injuries. Like, we can literally put out an 11 that is Premier League caliber. Maybe not top half, bottom half to Premier League caliber of injuries. So I don't think they want to add to that list. Marco Correa just got surgery. We've got that confirmed from his wife or his girlfriend, whoever that lady is, that put up a video of a picture of him sleeping whilst watching the game. Guys, I really hope it was in the first half. They could have put him to sleep. But the reality is, Nkunku warmed up when it was 0-0. We scored 2 goals. Poch told him to sit back down. And we don't need to rush him back. There was this whole narrative, bring him on for 10 minutes. Why? He's not ready for the physicality. He's not ready to play yet because the coaching staff and Pochettino said no. We need to look after him. Poch said clearly in his interview, we could have given him a few extra days to recover. That's exactly what we did. We've got Newcastle coming up. We do not need to put all the eggs in the Nkunku basket. Nkunku for me right now needs to come back and be a great additional piece to this team. He doesn't have to be the piece. We have got a great team on paper. You can literally go Nkunku in the 10, Sterling off the left, Palmer on the right, Jackson in the 9. You don't want to do that? Okay, cool. You got Nkunku at the 10 as the 9. You got Nkunku as the left. And Enzo in the 10 or Gallagher in the 10. You can literally rotate stuff. As long as Poch picks the right team for the right game and gives them tactical adjustments throughout the game, we are going to be in a good position. The quality in this team is there. We just need to exploit it, we need to untap it, and we need to be patient. But at the same time, results need to come. What buys you patience is results. We need to beat Newcastle. We need to go on and beat Wolves, and then Luton and Palace and Fulham. We win those games, nobody, and I mean no one, Alicia Keys style will be moaning. Nobody. We will be higher up the table. We'll be closer to the 5th place, and then there'll be a glimmer of hope. And once there's a glimmer of hope, we will all be talking smoke because we're going to believe. So let's be honest and chilled out. And another thing, a lot of people now are doing, oh, Jackson's better than this player. Palmer's better than this player. Let's not do that. We don't need to do that. We haven't earned the right to do that. We're 10th. Jackson is having a very good season. Palmer is having a very good season. Let's leave it at that. Let them develop on the slide. I don't like this publications. Every single time that we do anything, let's publicize how good our boys are doing. We're so proud of them. No, let's leave it. Because the reality is, Jackson is a 22-year-old that's developing. What happens is when he drops a disaster class or a poor game, everybody flogs him for it. And I don't like that. I don't think it's right. These players check social media. And I don't want that to be the message that gets passed on. That's my personal opinion. L'Équipe came out with a story that literally had Twitter shaking. So what came out in this story is that Chelsea basically acquired Strasbourg to build a model similar to the Red Bull. We knew this already in advance, but this is almost confirmation. What they're going to do is they want Strasbourg to be Salzburg and Chelsea to be Leipzig. They want Leipzig, a more competitive version of Leipzig. Chelsea to be winning trophies, Chelsea to be competing. However, they want them primarily buying players from Strasbourg. Strasbourg will sign them for 8-9 million, 3 years of development, on your boat to Chelsea. Straight away, across the English Channel, straight to London. You're going to be playing there. And the reality is, on paper that sounds great, but I don't think it's actively going to work. Salzburg is a good team, right? They're in the Champions League every year. Leipzig, not so much, right? They're in the Champions League, but they're never competitive. They're always getting flogged in the last 16. Salzburg are overachieving. Leipzig, in my opinion, now have started to stagnate. They've not got any better. And there's a reason for it. Because the investment's not there. I don't know whether Chelsea is going to become like them. I really hope we don't, because that's just going to be super boring, especially the way I was brought up, where we compete and we're a relevant side. So it's going to be super frustrating. I understand why the Strasbourg fans are rioting and they're like complaining and they're protesting, because it's not nice. They're literally a glorified development club. They are Chelsea B with the Strasbourg logo, and they're 8th place at the moment. So it's going to be very interesting to see. I really hope we get to understand what's going to happen in the upcoming months. Chelsea are most probably going to secure a few more clubs And a lot of people are going to have uproars, but it is what it is. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you lot enjoyed this video. It's a positive weekend because we won a game. I hope we win on Tuesday. We will be here previewing the game tomorrow, and we will be reviewing the game on Tuesday. So if you made it this far, make sure you watch it. And by the way, if you missed the review of the game, go and watch it. The links are here. Peace out. I'm out. Adios, amigos.